Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations to the Senegalese Football Federation. This is the moment. In fact, they have done it for the second time. What a game! By all standards, this is a masterclass football that we have witnessed over the period. This final, I think, is one of the best when it comes to the AFCON final. Yes, today we are coming to talk about it because a lot of incidents happen in this game and it's very interesting. Very interesting. But wait, if you are not on the page, please make sure you subscribe. Leave your comment behind by subscribing to the page. Open hit on the bell by selecting also. Anytime, any day we upload a video on sports update, you get your own share. So let's move on straight to the game. One of the key points, or one of the things that happen in the game and controversies that happen in the game, a lot of people are discussing on other platform. In fact, the controversy goal. Interesting. But I think, in my own opinion, that goal should have stand to continue the game. That goal was supposed to review by the VAR, but I don't know. I don't know, referee. What, like, at the beginning of at the start of the game, the referee was good, controlling the game, make sure he will not give any card. But going forward, no, it seems like he developed some interest in the game. Some 50-50 balls. It was in favor of Morocco. I don't know. This is final. We don't do that. You allow fair play. But all the same, he's the one that went for his course. I can challenge him. So the controversy goal that people were talking about. In fact, it's a clean goal, because looking at the incidents, the player crossed the ball into the 18-yard box. In fact, Ashraf Hakim, which was involved in that incident, when you look at it very carefully, he was not even looking at the ball. He was trying just to block the player. And by doing so, they were holding each other arms. So you tried to prevent me from hitting the ball. He was also going for the ball. So at the end of the day, who go for the ball? It's the player of the Senegal. But I don't know why the referee whistled for an infringement. All the same, this is one of the controversy. He was supposed to call to the VAR room to review that goal. To review that goal. Because all that happened in the game, that was the thing that the Senegalese were protesting for. Referee, we score a goal. You were supposed to go and review the goal, but you decided to allow the game to move on. But I blame the Senegalese. You guys were supposed to protest like the way Brahim Diaz was doing. Why you guys were supposed to go and protest? I don't know the reason why they allowed that ball to go. So I think that is where the problem started from. So moving on from that, looking at where the game carried itself to. In fact, everybody was on top. Everybody was knocking. At that moment, anybody could have scored, could have won that game at that particular moment. So referee, you don't go and decide the game at that point in time, because that penalty, of course, is a clear penalty. But that goal too was a goal. So that is why the Senegalese were protesting for. That goal should have stand. Of course, that penalty on Brahim Diaz, it was a clear in any foot of play. That penalty was a penalty. It was. Even the Senegalese players, they said it, that they don't have problem for you whistling for penalty. But the goal that we score, why did he go and review that our goal? That is what they were protesting. In fact, Ibrahim Diaz, he was very smart guy. Because after that corner from the player, where the player pulled him down, he was very smart. He knows that this ball, when I protest, if the referee, if the VAR call him to go and review, it will be a clear penalty. Because when the incident happened, the referee, he was not aware of that, but he was creating a scene for the whole world to see that that ball is a foul. And indeed, it is. It is. For that penalty, it's a clear penalty. But I think Senegalese, they were, after the referee whistled for the penalty, it was a strategy. And I think it helped. But in the highest level, it was unprofessional. As a coach, you don't call your players off the pitch. You don't do that. You can play. You can decide to stay on the pitch, but you don't allow the ball to go on. But for you to call all your players to come out of the pitch, no, I think it wasn't a professional way in football standard. So the Senegalese coach, he was supposed to know better. But I think Sadio Mane, masterclass. In fact, he deserved another award for saving African football. In fact, he was the hero at the day, because all the players left the pitch, but Sadio Mane said, no, come, let's play. It's a football. Anything can happen. And truth should be told, the Senegalese, Sadio Mane was having belief that anything can happen. And indeed, it do happen. But it was a strategy. They went inside there, market it well, delay the play, create a scene. At the end of the day, telling the whole world that they are trying to rob them, so that even if they play, this people will say that, oh, this one was unfair to them. And I think that strategy helped. But as I said earlier, in the highest position, it was unprofessional. They need to punish them. Moving away from that, let's talk about the penalty take. How Brahim Diaz decided to take that penalty. I don't know. People are saying that, because the referee, because the scene that the Senegalese created, it was all planned. Brahim Diaz wanted to be fair to Senegalese, to say that, oh, we are just protecting African football, so that let me go and play the penalty, so that it will be like I spoil it, so that the play will continue. It's a lie. Do you know why? A player who protested for a penalty, and he was gotten the opportunity to be a hero in front of his supporters. You said he intentionally missed that penalty. What is the reason? What is the essence in this? How? If it were to be you, will you say that what are they doing with that fair play? They are not doing anything with fair play. All they needed was win, lift the trophy, show in front of their supporters, telling them that yes, this is our own. We have hosted the AFCON, and indeed we are the champions. So that penalty take, it wasn't an intentional to miss it, but rather I think the scene that was created in his mind, it will look like, oh, the penalty cry, be clean penalty. So how I go play himself? Because if I even score himself, people go talk say oh, this one will be clean penalty. A lot of sin were created at that moment. So it was all over in his mind. Whether he go for a far pole, a first pole, second pole, top corner, middle, the guy was confused. In fact, even when the referee whistled for him to take it, he delayed. It took Sadio Mane to call the referee again. Referee, what is he waiting for? You whistle for about 10 seconds. He is still not pouncing on the ball. What was he waiting for? So basically, the guy was confused. He was. Things were running through him. Things were running through in his mind. So he was confused. Let us not be hypocrites by saying that he wanted to save African football. For what? All what they need is win. I don't know the reason why people are not even giving credit to the goalkeeper. Eduardo Mendy. He's not a small goalkeeper. He's the one that saved the situation at that point. So why are people saying that, oh, it's Ibrahim Diaz that decided to miss the penalty? What? For what? People don't know. You know, at this point, intentional in front of your supporters. Who born you? Credit goes to Eduardo Mendy. He was the man. He really comes to the party and makes sure he dances with the good instruments that were played. So kudos to Eduardo Mendy. So that penalty miss, it was a clear tension. Clear tension. So moving on to that, the extra time came on. Everybody was bombarding the opponent, trying to knock doors. Even everybody. But what a fantastic goal by all standards. What a goal, an excellent, fair goal, no debt attached to it. That one too, the referee have no say. I think in the game, Senegalese were the better side. If Morocco decided to fake this match, to play it against Senegal for over 10 decades, for over a decade, Senegalese will still end up beating them. Any day, anytime, anywhere, any given period, Senegal will still beat them. If they want, they should try again. They should try. Senegalese, they deserve to be champions. In fact, Sadio Mane winning the best player of the tournament, fantastic. He did well deserved. Well deserved. Brahim Diaz, of course, the golden boot went to him. And Yassine Bonu, best goalkeeper of the tournament. Yes, well deserved. Well deserved. Well deserved. So basically, these are the things that happen at the night, the AFCON. These are the things. This is, if you were not able to get the whole scenario of what happened, I think in this small video, you have seen the bigger picture, things that happen in the field of play. So I think basically that is what I have for you. This is 4Stars TV. Make sure you subscribe to the page and leave your comment behind anytime, any day. In fact, any update that you want us to talk about, just leave it under the comment section. We will react to that. This is Kanchan Naula, and this is 4Stars TV. I'm out.